hi folks, and welcome back to Naturally Adventurous. This is Ken Behrens. As always, I'm joined by Charlie Hess. Is it Hess or Hesse, Charlie?
Hello. I've had both. I don't care anymore, to be honest. It's I grew up with everybody calling me Charlie Hess, but the name is actually Hesse.
It's probably a British pronunciation versus a German pronunciation issue.
Yeah, but you know, in Latin America, I'm Carlitos. In Brazil, I'm Carlinhos. In Japan, I'm Charuzu. So, whatever. I'm easy.
It's better than me. In Latin America, I'm mostly known as who. ¿Quién?
Who?
¿Quién is very similar to the Spanish word for who. ¿Quién?
Who? Okay.
¿Quién? ¿Quién? It can be very, very confusing.
That could be quite funny.
Well, this week's episode, I'm just back from the end of another trip with Linsu. We already chatted about Andringitra, but we ended up our trip in Ranomafana National Park, which is a place Charlie and I have both spent a lot of time and spent just about a week.
A lot of time.
Yeah. I've spent a lot of time there, but for some funny reason, I'm really not sick of Ranomafana at all. I like it a lot more than some of the other places I keep going to over and over again. And I think a big part of that...
It's very up and down.
It is, yeah.
Up and down.
Very hilly country. It's kind of the physically hardest place we do on our tours. But part of the reason why I really still like Ranomafana is because we work with a local guide there called Emile, who's just an amazing guy. And
incredible.
So the heart of this episode is just going to be a long interview I did with Emile. So Charlie and I will just chat for a few minutes. We'll introduce Emile, and then that's going to be most of the episode, is a chat with Emile. The natural sound that starts this episode is a mixed bird flock from Ranomafana. And there's about 8 different species in there. If I feel inspired, maybe I'll put them in the...
There'll be a prize for the person that identifies all of them.
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe we should leave them unidentified and see who can get it. That was a fantastic mixed flock. But before we chat about Emile, I know you've just done a new School of Birding tutorial, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. We set up this thing last year, and then we've had other things on, so we've sort of haven't done anything new for a while, but I decided it was time to sort of resurrect the project, and I've been busy preparing a new tutorial, and it was on trip planning. So my first one was on bird listing, and Ken did a great one on studying for a trip, right?
Right. Yep. How to prepare for a birding trip.
Yeah, which was fantastic. And I decided to do one on planning a trip from the point of coming up with the birding itinerary. So, if you're a birder, you want to see as many lifers as possible. So from a sort of target list of lifers of birds that you want to see, how to create the best birding itinerary from that. So it's kind of me in not quite real time, but I for about an hour showing my methodology for coming up with a birding itinerary. And I've got lots of little tricks up my sleeve. We do this a lot when we're preparing new tours and stuff like that. So I think it'll be quite useful for people who are interested in planning birding trips themselves.
This is something you've been doing for about 30 years at this point, so I'm sure you've got it down to a fine art.
We're quite good at it now. I've got lots of little notations and little color schemes and spreadsheets, and so I'm now sharing this with the world. It's no longer a secret.
Total transparency. Now I think the one I did and the one you did will be quite complementary. They really don't overlap.
They are. Yeah.
I think it will make people better travelers, just able to enjoy their travels more in general. Both aspects, sort of coming up with an itinerary, and then once you've picked an itinerary, getting ready to sort of identify the birds and just enjoy what you see along the way.
Yeah, so it should be a good one. Anyway, so if it sounds like something interesting for you, then check out schoolofbirding.com, our website, and just go to the tutorials, and you'll see you'll see my new tutorial at trip planning.
Great. Yeah, I'll look forward to seeing it. I haven't actually seen it yet. So what can we say about Emile? What have been your experiences with Emile when visiting Ranomafana?
Great. You know, he's hands down. So Ranomafana is one of the top national parks in Madagascar, and he's hands down the best guide there. You know, he's a like you often call him the father of the forest, and he's like that. He's got this calm voice, and he's, you know, he knows how good he is. You know, he knows so much, but he's not really in your face. He's not arrogant. He doesn't, you know,
not at all.
He's very kind of humble guy, and his whole demeanor is just very sort of charming. But when you get in the field with him, you really see how good he is, and people will see that he's talking about what he's done in the past, and he's accompanied a lot of researchers who've discovered new species and stuff like that. So he's very good at sort of finding especially like herps, reptiles and amphibians. And if I was to sort of tell somebody my impression of him, I see this picture in my mind of him. You know, when you're playing rugby, you sort of dive through the air and you grab someone's legs.
Okay.
You sort of got to throw yourself like on the ground. But when he spots a snake or a frog, he does this. He flies through the air. He flings himself
with complete abandon
on the trail. Yeah, and there's no sort of caution, or, you know, he's being careful. He throws himself with everything he's got through the air horizontally and lands on the ground, and he catches like a snake, and he like almost always gets it. He's like a sort of a bird, like a flycatcher or something, like flying out and grabbing something. He's just so adept at it. And it's amazing to watch. And the guy's what? Is he 60? He must be over 60 now.
I think he's 61
60, 65,
now.
something like that.
Yeah, 61.
61. But the guy's in great shape. You know, it's like I said before, it's a very hilly place, a lot of up and down, and that's one of the challenges when we're going there on tours. Is you got to hike all the way up this mountain, all the way back down, or down into a valley and all the way back up the other side. And it's quite a tiring place, especially for people who are out of shape, or, you know, older people. But this guy just does this every day, and he's just so fit. So when I think of Emile, I just think of him flying through the air, grabbing snakes and things like that. And he always knows what they are, and if he doesn't, he finds out. And he's great. But he taught me a really nice trick. This is one of the things I learned from Emile. Once he's got a snake, and they sort of, you know, you hold it in your hands, and it kind of slithers through your fingers, and they just feel wonderful. I'd never really handled snakes much before going to Madagascar, but you often want to take a picture of them, and you can either get people's hands in the shot, or you put them on the ground and they sort of slither away. But what he taught me to do is to sort of put them in a little bundle, and then you sort of put your hands over them and block out the light, and then you just very gently squeeze them on the ground. You don't hurt them, but you just give them a little squeeze like that, and you take your hands away, and for a few seconds this snake just sits there in a little, it's all coiled up, and then you can get nice photos, and then, you know, after 10 seconds or whatever, it just slithers away. And I'm quite good at this now, but he's the one that taught me that little trick.
He's the master.
And when you go to this reptile book, when you go to the book, you see all these snakes in this exact same position, like coiled up in a little ball.
Exactly. During our travels, he caught this gold-colored snake, beautiful snake with like a rosy belly with these parallel black spots. One of my favorites.
Rhodogaster.
Yes, Leophidium rhodogaster.
Yeah.
Yep. But he caught this one with his normal rugby leap, and just as he caught the snake, 3 local folks came along who were just using the trail to get to or from a village.
Right.
And their eyes just became like dinner plates as they saw Emile like wrangling the snake, and then, you know, he's holding it on the ground, and his hands are vibrating, and they think that some like deep voodoo is going on or something. But this is actually one of the things that I really love about Emile. He is just like a born educator, or he just can't help but educate everybody around him. And so, you know, he was telling these guys about what are we doing in the forest, and about the snake, and snakes are important. I know enough Malagasy to understand some of what he's saying, and I really love that he's just always educating. We rode a taxi Bruce down from the higher trail where we'd been. We trekked in there and camped for a couple nights, and so we're jammed in this taxi Bruce. I mean, I cannot move. Like I'm in pain. It's sort of a 30-minute taxi ride. Basically, they took us in out of kindness, and then we just jammed into everyone else's space. So Emile was like sitting on top of the engine, like no place for his legs. We're all just incredibly uncomfortable.
Right.
And what did he do the whole ride down to Ranomafana village? He basically educated everybody in Taxi Bruce about the forest and what we were up to and tourism, and it was amazing. And it wasn't unnatural at all.
All nodding their heads.
Yeah, he did it in a way that everybody accepted it, and he's amazing with that. So I wish we could.
It's such an important thing.
Yep.
In a place like Madagascar, where there's so little observance of conservation and whatever, just to get people interested in the wildlife around them. It's a really amazing thing.
Yep. So I wish we had a lot more Emiles. Madagascar needs them, and so he has quite an amazing story, which you'll hear most of in this interview. He basically started as a guy who maybe spoke a few words of French, didn't have a university education, and became one of Madagascar's real natural history experts. What I always say about Emile is that if he was in the West, wealthy country somewhere, he'd be a tenured professor of biology, with honorary degrees, and he'd be flying around and giving lectures, and that's the kind of person he is. In Madagascar, he's a very different kind of life, although he seems to enjoy being in Ranomafana, and he's comfortable there. He has this funny thing about like he came home to the place he'd never been before. Like he grew up in a place with no forest, and then he moved to Ranomafana, and he just like fell in love with the forest. So you'll hear a bit of that in the interview as well.
It's a great interview. I listened to it in bed last night, and it was very soothing, with all the bird calls in the background, and you've got all the ambient noise of the forest. It's a great interview.
Yeah, we were at our camp, and we just sat there for an hour by the fire and drank coffee and listened to birds. So I hope you enjoy the interview. It's almost an hour long, and after the interview with Emile, the natural sound at the end, a bunch of frogs one night in Ranomafana when we were camping. It's just there was a bit of rain, and there was just this cacophony of frog noises. So I think similar to the bird flock we played at the beginning, you could probably hear at least 8 species of frogs in this recording.
Really.
And I guess we'll catch you folks next week, and we'll probably be back to top 10 mammal lists. Thanks everybody for listening, and hope you enjoy the interview with Emile.
Okay, catch you next time.
So I'm sitting in Ranomafana National Park. This is some sort of higher elevation rainforest. What is it, 1,100 meters here? Something like that. Beautiful rainforest, lots of dwarf bamboo and moss epiphytes, incredibly rich in orchids. So we're sitting here at our campsite next to the fire and surrounded by birds. I can hear a greater Vasa parrot right now, green jerry, frogs, lots of things. Emile can tell me what the frogs are, but I'm joined by a very special guest, which is Emile Rajeriarison, or Rajeriarison Emile would be the Malagasy way to say the name. And I've already introduced Emile, so yeah, it's great to have him, and I'm eager to ask him some questions about his life and about Ranomafana, very special place, one of my favorite places in Madagascar. I guess we start at the beginning about, how did you end up in Ranomafana? You told me yesterday, but maybe you can summarize for people just about how you came to Ranomafana and then about the starting of the national park.
Yeah, so as Ken told you, my name is Rajeriarison Emile.
Oh, sorry, I messed it up a little bit.
Rajeriarison Emile. And so I was grow up in Boulenger, and since when my second dad worked here in Ranomafana with the Japanese project to build the hydroelectric dam, and then that's why I came here and then I work with that company. When it's done, I find my wife. She's full love of me, and then I decide to stay in Ranomafana. And then after that, and then I just work, use for the local people in countryside activity, go in the forest, collect the tree fern roots, and also select logging some precious wood and construction wood during that time, because it wasn't park during that time.
It's just kind of open forest.
Yeah, open forest,
like
and
forêt
then
classée.
hunting, something like that. That's why I know very well the forest. Since when Dr. Patricia Wright is coming, she's a professor at Duke University during that time, and then she want to explore Ranomafana forest, and then ask me if I can help her, and she interview me what species of lemurs are here, and plant and bird and etc. I just know very, very few, because I'm not really interested about that before. And I agreed to help her to be a local guide, and then we just changing for the knowledge, and then I start to learn about the nature, the biodiversity. That's why I'm the first guide here in Ranomafana, and then become to a professional guide. Yeah, and I love, we do a lots of lemur surveys and bird surveys, and then inventory of insect, spiders and moth, butterfly. And also when Miguel Vences came here, and then he need my help also to working on to prepare the amphibians and reptiles field guidebook, and then that's why I know a lots of amphibians and reptiles here in Ranomafana, and then also in Madagascar. And the people who were ornithologists came here also need my help, and then I work with them with the bird surveys. That's why I know very well about a bird here in Ranomafana.
Insects too. You
insect
work with
too.
Insect researchers, right?
I work with the insect researcher from California Academy of Science in United States, in the US, and that's why I know a lot of the ants and spider, wasp, and beetle, bugs, etc. Yeah, and also for the micro mammifer. And then I work a lot of that also, and then
like mouse lemur or tenrex.
Tenrex, that's the micro mammifer. Yeah, and also the garden botanica, MBZ, Missouri Botanical Garden, also came here, and then I work with them to make plant surveys, and that's why I know lots of plant also here. Yeah, that's
so
why I'm
basically
here.
Emile knows almost everything in the forest,
Yeah.
and so I love spending time with him, because I can
Yes.
ask him, what's this ant, or what's this orchid, or what's that bird call, and he usually knows the answer.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's loud enough or
No, that's great. That's a great
yeah,
great start.
orchestra.
Now, I'll just tell people that Ranomafana National Park, it was started in, was it 1992 or 90?
The park before Patricia Red came here in 1986. That's why we discovered golden bamboo lemur. And then in her dream, she would like to protect this forest, because during that time, the people slash and burning the forest, and then also select logging some precious wood, construction wood. Then she would like to protect this forest to be a park, national park, and then it's established in 1991.
Okay. So this was an astounding discovery in the world of mammals, that this big, beautiful bamboo lemur was discovered in the 80s.
Yeah.
People couldn't believe that no one had discovered it earlier, and it would sort of shocked the world. And then that was the impetus for creating this national park, right, with Patricia Wright.
Yeah.
And so it was an exciting discovery, and thankfully resulted in the protection of this big national park. It's a wonderful place. So one thing I wanted to ask you told me about, like, you met Patricia Wright, and at that point, so did you meet her before the discovery of the bamboo lemur, the golden bamboo lemur?
So when she came here in 1986, and then we don't know about the bamboo lemurs.
Okay.
We know one species of bamboo lemur, that's Hapalemur griseus, Ranomafana. Yeah, and some different kind of lemur, like a sifaka, red-bellied lemur, etc. And then when we working in the forest, because we camp in the forest, not far from the bamboo forest, and then that's why we collect the data behavior for red-bellied lemur. They went in the bamboo forest, and then that's why we crossed the golden bamboo lemur. And then that's why we are very surprised, because most of the bamboo lemur, as we know, it's the color gray.
Right, and
but
small.
this is a golden color, like a leaf litter color. Yeah,
Like a rich
Yeah.
gold brown,
Rich gold
beautiful.
brown, yeah. And then that's why during that time we say, oh, we are dreaming, or because it's not known. And then after a couple of minutes, and then we lose them because the animals they spread, and we can't find them until the following week.
Not habituated. They were
Yeah.
probably very,
very
afraid of
shy.
people. They were
Yes.
hunted in those days.
And then that's why they are very shy. And then when we find them again, and then we decide not move from the place where we lose them. This time maybe they might use in the lost code to regroup again, and then that makes sense. Yeah, but sometimes we still lose them. Yeah, and then she asked me if our parents or the oldest people in the village already known this bamboo lemur, and then we asked a lot of people, and then they didn't know
didn't
about
know
it.
it,
Yes,
really?
that's why
That's strange.
it's this real new species. And then Dr. Patricia Wright make the DNA analysis and sample, and the results say this is absolutely a real new species.
Totally distinctive.
Yeah.
So you were together when you found the lemur, the golden bamboo lemur.
Yeah, we are there.
Wow.
Yeah, because we are their local guide.
That must have been incredibly exciting. Like to see a big distinctive lemur that was totally unknown. I can't imagine. I think that's sort of the dream of a lot of bird people, is to find a new species of bird.
Yeah.
And a lemur is even more exciting.
Yeah, but I hope every 5 to 10 years we still discover new thing in this park, because
Absolutely, yeah.
the Ranomafana National Park is quite big, about 41,600 hectares. And then there are many places never visited by the researcher.
Even today.
Yeah,
still.
even today, yeah.
Wow.
And then that's why if there is lots of primatologists and entomologists and herpetologists come here in Ranomafana to explore more of this forest, that will make us happy.
So just so people know, Ranomafana is it's kind of a big, long, skinny park along the eastern escarpment. And so there's a place where the main road crosses the park, and that's where everybody visits.
Namurna River.
Big river, waterfall.
Namurna.
And then there Patricia Wright founded this Valbio biological research station. So that most people go to that area, but then north and south of that, there's so much forest, right?
Yeah,
That's hard to access.
Hard to access, and then also, but if the people they don't mind to walk, and then there is a lot of people who can carry the provision, the food, and then spend a week or 2 weeks.
Like a sort of expedition.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. I mean, in Madagascar, this is one of the better known national parks because of all the research that's happened since the 80s, but there's still new discoveries being made. Emile was telling me about the description of a new sportive lemur that was named for Patricia Wright, just right here in Ranomafana, right where we are right now. New reptiles, frogs. So you have 2 herps named after you, right?
Yeah, the one is a frog. It's then Miguel Vences decided to name it after my name because I work a lot with them, and then also I find I told him there is a strange sound in the forest. Maybe it's bird. If it's a bird, a new species. If it's insect, maybe new species. It's a frog, and new species. It was not in the frog list call. And then that's why he decided to name it after my name. That's Anodentilla Emile. And then another one is the blind snake, that's smallest of the snake in the whole world. They eat ant larvae or termite larvae. And it's named after my family name, that's a Typhlops rajeri. Yeah. So that's... I'm very happy, and my name is named with the wild animals.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think in biology, that's like the biggest honor in a way. It's a lifetime achievement.
Yes.
I really like the story of the Dantuila about Emile heard it and was thought, maybe it's a frog. And then the big expert, Vincent, said, no. And then Emile finally found it, and yep, it was a frog. So you definitely deserved to be named to have your name on that one, because otherwise it may still be unknown. So when you met Patricia Wright, did you speak French or English at all?
I just speak Malagasy and a little French.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our communication is going well because yeah. Because
but how did she spoke Malagasy?
Patricia not speak French, no Malagasy, but there is a man speak French very well. His name is Patrick Daniel, and he speak French with me, and then I understand what he say. And then program, etc., and then I just go, and then it's going well, and then that's why I start to learn in English during that time, and then all of the students came here can speak French and only English, and then that's why we are enforced to learn English. Yeah, and then I learn in the forest, but not in the school. If you understand what I'm saying, and then I'm very happy. Yeah.
It's kind of an amazing story. I mean, do you ever think of how your life would be different if you hadn't moved to Ranomafana for the Japanese dam project?
Yeah, very different, because in my Vatanana, where I grew up, is no forest, just a little fragment forest, but no people are interested about that. And then it's a big change, because we're learning about the forest, how to walk in the forest, and how to not to be afraid for the leeches, and, the snake, and then everything, the strange voice, because it's new for me during the time when I was first in the forest.
So you didn't grow up in the forest, you grew up in the kind of anthropogenic savanna.
Yeah, in savanna grassland. But I like it. I really love it, yeah.
One thing I love about Emile is that he's very good at catching frogs and snakes. So if we spot a snake, it's 95% chance he's going to be able to catch it.
Yeah.
And here, there's no poisonous snakes, so it's safe to do that as well. And then you get a good view of the snake or the frog, and he knows how to handle them well. You don't hurt them, but you get a great view, get some pictures.
Yeah, and then that's why the forest is my school, and then also my office. And then I can't survive if I'm not going in the forest. Yeah. During the pandemic, this 19 COVID, we are very terrible, because we lose our job, and then I never go in my office, and, and so it's very bad for us, because we lose our job during that time. Then we wish this COVID will, some people will find the resolution for the COVID.
Yeah, we certainly hope so.
Yeah.
How many guides are there at Ranomafana?
So we are 59 guides.
59.
Yeah.
So 59 guides lost their job, plus there's also
Yeah,
like
plus
Pisteur
the
and...
animal spotter.
Mhm.
Yeah. And no any money.
Do you think there were any conservation effects of the pandemic? Were people maybe cutting more or hunting because they needed food or job or?
Yeah. So for the at the moment, there's not a really big impact, except the gold mining. Yeah, and not the people from Ranomafana, but the people outside of Ranomafana
Right.
who made that. But now it's fixed because there is some military.
Oh, they stopped
make
the
a
mining.
surveys in the forest and then stop it. Yeah, if that continues, and then that's will be very terrible. Yeah.
There's been some places in Madagascar that have been almost completely destroyed by when precious metals or gems were discovered, and then hundreds of people descended. It was like a gold rush, and then the forest was destroyed. They hunted and ate all the lemurs, and it was kind of a catastrophe. So we wouldn't want that to happen in Ranomafana.
Yeah, even this place, the camp here. So the gold miner, they take all of the roof here.
Oh,
That's
that was
why
the gold miners.
Yeah, the gold miner. That's why at the beginning I just a little bit afraid. Oh, Parara is
the
open,
security.
but
Yeah.
the security is not. But I decided to go.
So far,
Yeah,
so good.
far. Yeah.
So
So
just to tell people, so we're camping at an official national park camp, and it's quite nice. They have these little tent areas, and they have little pavilions, but the pavilions don't have roofs. They're open air, and that's because, as Emile said, all the roofs were stolen by gold miners, unfortunately, during the pandemic.
Gold miner and Tahalo. So it's still
Outlaws. So, Emile, you know a lot about plants and insects and birds, lemurs, frogs, reptiles, and other things. Among all these different groups, what's your personal favorite? What's your favorite group?
My professional favorite group, birding is my favorite because there are lots of bird watchers came here, and then it's helped me to make more money also for
Sure.
my family.
Make a living.
Yeah, living. Yeah.
I'm surprised to hear that. I thought you would say frogs.
Yeah. And the frogs, it's part of my favorite because there is not many people in Madagascar who know very well about the amphibians and reptiles.
No.
Yeah, that's why I learned it a lot to help with the Malagasy students and then also the people from outside of Madagascar, because I know their habitat, I know to make it easy to find the thing they want to study.
So when I was writing the Wildlife of Madagascar book, I came to Ranomafana, and Emile helped me, like he's helped many, many people. So I told Emile, okay, these are the frogs that are in the book, and I need pictures of, Differamentus luteus, and so we basically went out in the forest and we found all these, and then caught them and sort of took pictures of them. And so I know, Emile, you've done that kind of thing for hundreds of different people, researchers and tourists, and you're like the ambassador of the forest.
That's why I'm very happy when I received the book you gave me, and then my name is included in that
Absolutely.
acknowledgement, and then I'm very, very happy because many people say, "Oh, Emile from Ranomafana, Emile from Ranomafana." Yeah,
It was a big help.
Thank you also to make that. That's really helpful for the people who came to Madagascar. Even the local people in Madagascar need also to have some copy to buy this book.
I'm working on it now to try to make the Wildlife of Madagascar book available here. There's this strange paradox with natural history book publishing. These books are often not available in the country that they talk about, which is very strange. So we're going to try to get these books into Madagascar, make them available. So, birds are your favorite group. Among the birds, what's your favorite bird?
Oh, my favorite bird is the rufous-headed ground roller because
that's
it's
a
a
good one.
very nice color, and then it's smaller, but it is very friendly with you.
It's a beautiful bird. I always struggle. There's 5 ground rollers, and every one is so beautiful. You can say, it's the best. So my favorite is scaly ground roller.
Scaly?
Yeah. But they're all amazing. And what's your favorite lemur?
My favorite lemurs is the golden bombardier.
Yeah, I thought you would say that.
Yes,
That's another question I was going to ask you, and maybe this is the answer. It's the golden bamboo lemur. I was going to ask you what was your favorite moment in the forest of 30 years Ranomafana? What was your favorite time in the forest or moment?
My almost any time. Yeah, that's why the forest is. When I was a child, young, before married, and then my dream to build my house nearby the stream in the forest.
Oh, really?
And then stay forever.
That's my
in
dream
the forest.
too.
Yeah, but it's not a lot because I'm very happy. Fortunately, this is a park.
Yeah, of course.
And,
it's protected.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. So you didn't grow up in the forest, but you just when you came here, you just loved the forest.
I love the forest because at night you can hear the natural sound. The frogs make you happy. Maybe 50 frogs calling around, surrounding around you, and then some insect and some bird, and the bird knocked your tent to wake up. I'm here if you want to see me.
That reminds me. So the last 2 mornings we're camping here at Voiparara, and the last 2 mornings at like 4:30 in the morning, Emile and I heard this call, and we're not sure what it is. It's a mystery, and Emile woke up this morning and chased it and tried to find it, and we're not sure. It might be like a baby ground roller, but there's still mysteries here, things to be discovered. So, you must have some strange stories too from the forest.
Yeah.
What was the strangest thing that happened to you 30 years in Ranomafana in the forest?
Oh, in the forest. Yeah, I have very strange during my life here in Ranomafana because we were at Meranuni. That's the real primary forest near select logging, the process wood and construction wood. And then we were there for make some amphibians and reptile surveys and inventory. Yeah, and the lightning strike by me, and with the snake guy. We call it snake guy. His name is John Kettle. Yeah, he's from U.S.
Snake fanatic?
Yeah, snake fanatic. And he was burned, but I'm safe because I'm my half of body inside of the tent, outside, half outside. And the lightning is striking, and then John Kettle was jumped away for 3 meters, 4 meters from the place where he fixed the specimen.
Yep.
And I just called him. It was dark and misty, and then I called him, John, where are you, John? Where are you? And then after a couple of seconds, maybe 30 seconds or 40 seconds, and then he's answering me,
Oh my
screaming,
goodness.
and then I told him, are you okay? I'm okay, but I can't stand up. Yeah, he's just
Paralyzed.
laid down. Yeah, paralyzed.
Whoa.
And I helped him to go leave from his place where he lay down, and his muscle is very. He can't walk. Yeah, and I help him, and then I asked him not to spend the night in that place, just go down because we was at the summit, and then we go down, and then and give him some lambawani to her, and then take out the pants and the underpants. And then he looks like a people who make a circumcision.
Who make what?
Some kids who make a circumcision. And then the following night, the next morning, after that strike by lightning, we decided to go home, but you have to walk for 6 hours
Jeez.
to get to the road. And then you just walk more.
But
Then
so
his
his
skin
legs
is
started
solid.
to recover. He could walk a
Yeah,
little bit.
he can walk after a couple of hours, but the skin is shallow.
Ooh.
Yeah, lots of water. We put some egg, chicken egg on hatch.
Yep.
Yeah, and then put all of and then the part no egg on hatch is shallow. Yeah, and then if the pants make it like this, and then he get
Ooh,
hurt.
right,
Yeah.
right. Wow.
And he still survived. Yeah.
So you were camped on sort of on top of a mountain.
At mid-Versant.
Okay.
At the Versant. So this is the summit,
Yeah.
this is the valley, and then
You're sort of halfway
Yeah,
up a mountain.
halfway.
And then the lightning just struck a tree next to your camp?
There is a big tree next to our camp, and also there is our tent is the Ereka, Marca Ereka
Mm-hmm.
tent with the aluminium.
Ah.
Yeah,
So
maybe
that
they
protected you maybe.
Yeah, that's why
Or-
I saved. And then John Kendall saved also, because the metal serve for power.
Right. So
Yeah,
it kind of
there-
attracted the
yeah,
lightning
yeah.
and then distributed the lightning so
Yeah,
it didn't just hit
for-
you.
Yes. And then the one from there hit him to go away.
So it kind of
Yeah.
came to the ground and then it.
And then for me, isn't a middle. The plastic here burned. Yeah, I'm here. And then
On the
there is
tent?
some fire. Yeah.
Whoa. That's a crazy story.
Yeah. But I still love the forest. Yeah.
You're still not afraid.
Yeah.
But was it just like one lightning?
Yeah,
Or
just one.
it wasn't
One
many lightning?
No,
it was
no,
just
no,
all of a sudden
just
like
one.
boom.
Yeah, this strike,
Wow.
and then it's very loud, and then my ear is almost.
Wow. That would be scary.
That's the first time in my life I've seen that. A strike by the lightning.
So, Linsu and I were just in Andringitra National Park, and we were up high on the plateau at about 2,100 meters, and big thunderstorm came. And I was thinking I was afraid of lightning, so we hid in a little cave during the lightning storm, and we could hear the lightning around us, and the rocks were kind of shaking.
Yeah. So that's it's better to hide something, not hide nearby the big tree,
Right,
but hide for in the rock or something like that.
right.
Yeah.
Pangasua. Just made some coffee during the interview over the campfire. So I'm curious, how do you see the future of Ranomafana and the forest in Madagascar? Are you optimistic, or are you worried about the destruction of the forest, or maybe both?
I am optimistic because if this park is the government help to protect it, and then the local people protect it, maybe the future of the park is good, the future of our generation is good. Yeah, we need help each others. Yeah.
What do you think about forests outside of national parks, though? Like, is there any solution to protect it, or is it just going to be gone, and then we're only going to have inside of the parks?
Some part of the buffer zone outside of the park, that's is part of the forest will belong to the local people.
Like the community?
Yeah, the community. That if the people who live near part of the buffer zone take care of their forest, and then that will help.
What I observe in Madagascar is that the sort of the Fukuntani level, the local level, it's more functional than the sort of high levels of government. If people take care of what's the local to them,
Yeah,
that's maybe the best chance.
there is a law. For example, like the people near here, the village nearest of here is Vuiparara. And then the people in Vuiparara, they must to survey the people who go in the buffer zone outside of the park. If they collect, different people collect the wood there, they should ask the question, what are you doing with this wood? Why
Right.
you get here? Who give you a permit? Yeah, they should do that. Yeah, it's a law. It's already tell the people in the village to do that.
And does it happen? Does
That's-
it work?
It's work.
Yeah, people need wood, and you can understand people need to use the forest too. You
Yeah.
just have to find a way to do it sustainably.
That's why there is a program. It's Fuktani. They make some nursery plant. Yeah.
I've seen
They
them all
said-
over
yeah,
Madagascar
yeah.
now. These
They sell some
pépinières.
seeds, and then they make their community to make, and then they sell it for the people who need it. You want to make a reforestation in your home.
You can
You
buy
can
the
buy,
little
yeah.
the seedlings.
Yeah.
Is that working? I mean, are there people who are replanting forest trees on their land?
Yeah, there are some people they plant because if their land is very slopey, and then it's
to avoid
not
the
good
landslide.
to it's
Right.
not good to plant something, and then they decide to plant a different tree there,
That's good.
or on ahead of the stream also
Mm-hmm.
to recuperate again the water, not the soil who
Stop the erosion, right?
stop the erosion, and then also
So, do people here in Ranomafana, do you think that do they like the forest? Do they think it's important? Do they see the connection between rain and forest?
Yeah. Before the people didn't know about that because the conservation in Madagascar is so light. Yeah, but now since when the park established, and then we did lots of sensibilization, and then explain with the parents, the world people, the importance of the conservation, the protect of the forest, and then the combination of the rain and then the forest. And then some people convert you, some people non-convert.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's
and then
people.
but it's very important to educate with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then transfer to the kids, and then if the kids know it very well, then now it's very important, and then sometimes you can make some sound, yeah, and some lesson, and then they repeat it 100 times with their parents, and then their parents configure. So this forest is the future of our generation and something like that, and then they start to understand, to configure.
Emile was just telling me that he and his wife Chantal, they do education in the schools in Ranomafana. There's a program, I guess it's sponsored by an American guy, to do sort of environmental education. And so it's a special program at schools, and they go out every Saturday and they take all these kids in the forest and try to show them reptiles and all kinds of things. And I really wish that every school in Madagascar had something like this.
Because it's very important, this thing.
Very.
The important, how is the role of the amphibians and reptiles, how is the role of the tree, who is planting the tree, how is the role of the lemurs, how is the role of frogs,
Snakes.
how snakes, and everything. That's why it's the symbiosis. Yeah.
Emile was telling me most Malagasy people are really afraid of snakes. I guess most people are really all around the world. But there's no poisonous snakes in Madagascar. So he was telling me when they do the education with the kids, the kids start being very terrified of snakes, and then they explain that the snakes are important, and the snakes eat the rats, which eat the rice. And then you said a lot of the kids will even touch the snakes and handle the snakes, and that's a real transformation to change people's perspective on snakes. That's great. And chameleons too, right? You said people are really afraid of chameleons.
And then that's why I told the kids, don't afraid them, because they are afraid us also, because they thought we are kill them. That's why they thought we not seen them, because they change color very often. Yeah, and that's they want to be survive for longer. Yeah, that's why don't afraid them. So if you see them, and then so you just let them go away.
Let them go.
Because
Yeah, they don't want to disturb you.
Insect or some different thing. But it's very important, because chameleons is most of maybe in the whole world is about 280 species, or most of the half of them are
More than half.
Endemic.
Half
is endemic for Madagascar, and then the kids are very surprised to hear that, and then that's why they start to tell with their parents, and they're not cut the forest anymore, not kill the animals anymore, even the kids.
That's great. Yeah. I was just talking to Emile this morning about, like, the emblem of Madagascar is the zebu, the sort of long-horned cattle, and it's so strange on this island where you have lemurs and chameleons and so many things. If there's anything to be proud of in Madagascar, it's this incredible nature. So I think if you can sort of educate kids to be proud of their nature, then that will also build a kind of a national identity in a way, and maybe even unify the country. Because there's places like Costa Rica where every kid learns in school about the quetzal and about some of these national animals, and they're very proud, and they know I'm a Costa Rican and we have the quetzal. And Madagascar should be the same. So I hope for the future there's more of this education. Mm-hmm. We need more Emiles and more towns and
that's
more.
That's why most of the guide here in Ranomafana, I train them to be a guide. Yeah, and then some people they keep learning hard. Some people just thinking about only for fun. Yeah,
right.
And so I share my knowledge. I already got it from the professors, from the another people from outside of Madagascar, from people who teach at the Madagascar University, and then I need to share it also for somebody else, and then because I need to have some future guide to be looks like me.
Absolutely. Yeah. I appreciate your philosophy, because I have met some guides. Their philosophy seems to be like, this is my business and I don't want to share this information, because if I have this information, then I have an advantage over my competition. But I think that's a short-sighted mentality.
To share my knowledge.
Yeah.
Because.
Well, here's a question. One more question that I. So you've done a lot of research, scientific research, and worked with many researchers, and then you've also done a lot of tourism, guiding tourists. Mm-hmm. How do you see the relationship between research and tourism?
So the relationship between research and tourism is very different. Some part of the tourism is too different. Tourism only for make it fun.
Sure.
Some tourists.
Sure.
This the wildlife tourist. Yeah, the wildlife tourism. They are very happy with the researcher. Yeah, because without of the researcher, they didn't know anything.
I wouldn't have discovered all these animals. The golden bamboo lemur. Yes. This wouldn't be a park. So, no one would be here.
But for the tourism, just we have a vacation. We just this, and then they don't mind what the researcher. Oh, they are crazy, because why they study ants, little thing? Why they study for?
You could be looking at lemurs and you're looking at ants.
Yeah, something like that. But
so, which is harder work? Is it harder work to work with researchers Or is it harder to guide tourists?
It's the most hard work with the researcher because you want to explore more things.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes if the frog is calling on the canopy and then you never heard the call, you need to find it.
Climb or...
yeah. And then
you never have to
that's
do that
all.
when you're guiding
Yeah,
tourists.
when guiding tourists and oh no. Oh, it's high.
That's okay. Let's go look for lemurs.
What?
What's the hardest part about guiding? What's the biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge
Yeah.
for guiding? For me, it's okay because I used to do it.
Many years of practice.
Many practice with the scientist, with the researcher, and then I find something to show to animate the client,
To make them excited and
excited, something like that. It's not really very hard for me.
It's a great thing about Madagascar. You just see so much. When you're in the forest, it's not boring. There's going to be something to look at.
Even I find some ant and then I just explain with them and then spend maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes explain only for ant or for the pelican spider or for the so something like that. Yeah, because it's new for them. That's why they are here.
Sure.
And then also I'm very, very happy to have them here also because this is part of the World Heritage Forest Site because it belongs to the earth and also help us protect this less fragment forest left. Yeah.
When you started guiding, was it hard for you? Was there a big challenge at the beginning?
That's a good question. So when I first guiding for the scientist, researcher, it is very hard for me because I used for select logging some precious wood and construction, work with Japanese company there, and then it's new for me. And then I have to adapt them.
Adapt.
Yeah. And we are studying, collect the data behavior of the lemurs. And then we follow them where they go, even steep, slopey area where they go uphill. We have to, because we don't want to lose them. We need the complete result. Yeah, and it's hard, but after a couple of months, I used.
You adapted and you understood.
Yes.
Was it difficult to understand the culture, like the culture of researchers or Faza people, or was that strange at the beginning? Like
at the beginning for me is because I live in the different area, but not in the forest.
Different parts of Madagascar.
Already adapted. Yeah. But here, like my brother-in-law, is very afraid because during the time when we were colonized by French people, there are lots of people killed.
So he's afraid of foreigners.
Not trust them. Otherwise, he's still behind us, and then I just lead the cleared. Yeah, and then many months later, he's okay.
So he realized these
That's
people are
why,
okay. They're not dangerous. They're not French soldiers.
Yeah, and so we just follow the animals, and then just one piece of bread like this, and with the cheese. We're not used to eat it, and then we're hungry, but there's
no
our
rice.
home is far, no mountain rice.
That's a cultural difference, right? The Westerners are used to eat the small sandwich.
Different culture,
right?
Yeah, because we need more rest to have a good, more energy to walking, running in the forest. Yeah.
What's the biggest change you've seen in Ranomafana in 30 years?
In 30 years, there is lots of big change because less slash and burning, the forest start to grow, no more holes for the impact of the slash and burning, because before there's like a hole. You can see the tree there. Then there is lots of dead leaves, the vine. Then
Because people are cutting big trees, and then there's a
yeah,
hole
yeah.
in the forest.
There are
And,
lots of trees, small trees break.
right.
Yeah, even the water, they bring the logs every time. So
Oh,
the
really?
river.
Really?
Then now it's
So the forest.
getting better and better.
That's
Even the secondary forest also is going to be become to primary forest.
that's great.
Because before the secondary forest there are lots of shrubbery guava, but now if the tree in the secondary forest to grow in more higher and then give a lots of shadow and
it
then no
kills the
chance for
guava.
the seeds of the guava to reproduce.
Right.
And then if the guava adult getting mature, they die. Yeah, or sometimes they just falling down. That's the big change.
Well, it's good.
And then no more people who are. There are no people who are hunting. Yeah,
No more hunting.
you know, yeah. Because we destroyed a lot of traps in the forest before.
Do you see traps anymore?
No,
Oh, that's good.
no. That's why it's a big change.
I think Ranomafana is one of the more advanced places in conservation and education in Madagascar. It's kind of a model, and I hope
Because-
more places.
Because we go in each countryside, we send some people who make some education, conservation education there. And then
Well, I guess we're going to go for a walk now and search for some whatever we can find.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for talking, Emile. It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, pleasure to chat with you, and it's been a pleasure to be in the forest for a few days with you, and you were with your two sons as well. So the next generation.
Yeah, I'm very appreciative also of this interview. It's not enforced, but it's not voluntary. Yeah.
But I didn't force you.
Yeah.
You volunteered for this.
Voluntarily.
Thanks again, Emile.
Yeah,
Let's go find
you're welcome.
some wildlife.